The day Chijioke returned to Nigeria in a wheelchair was the day he discovered that family could be the cruelest strangers of all. The taxi crawled through the dusty streets of their Enugu compound, the afternoon sun beating down on rusted zinc roofs. Through the grimy window, Chijioke could see them, his family assembled like dignitaries awaiting royalty. His mother stood at the center wrapped in expensive ankara. His brothers Sammy and Chidi leaned against a gleaming Mercedes. His sisters clustered nearby, designer bags glinting. And at the edge, Amaka, his fiancée, the woman he'd sent money to for 3 years. Want to find out about more stories like this? And know what men like Chijioke go through silently? Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. The taxi lurched to a stop. Dust settled like a curtain on the final act. The driver unfolded the wheelchair with a screech that cut through the compound silence. Chijioke watched his family's faces as he was helped out. The transformation was brutal. His mother's smile didn't fade. It died. Amaka covered her mouth, eyes wide. Sammy and Chidi exchanged a glance that spoke volumes. Nena hid her face with her hands. No one moved. No one helped. They froze, watching him like he was contagious. "Mama," Chijioke said, voice trembling. "I had an accident. I handled it myself. The treatments took everything, but I'm finally here. Home to recover, to be with family." The silence was deafening. His mother finally spoke, flat and cold. Inside, they maneuvered him through the doorway. No one touched the wheelchair willingly. Sammy pushed it from behind with 2 fingers. Amaka walked ahead, expensive perfume trailing. His mother led with rigid back, wrapper rustling like fury. The living room had transformed. Leather sofas, massive flat screen, polished marble floors. Chijioke sat near the window, unwanted and isolated. "So," his mother said, examining her nails, "you spent all your money on treatment." "It was bad," Chijioke explained. "The surgeries, therapy, medications." "Yes, Mama. I spent everything, but I'm home. We can start over together." His mother stood abruptly, eyes cold. "You cannot stay in Nigeria." "Mama, what are you saying?" Sammy stepped forward. "Chijioke, we can't take care of you. We have lives. You need to go back to the U.S. "Go back." Chijioke's voice cracked. "I came home to you, to my family. You belong in the USA, not Nigeria," Chidi said. "Not like this. Not broken." 3 days passed. 3 days of being treated like a burden. On the 3rd morning, Chijioke woke to movement. Amaka was packing, hands moving efficiently, avoiding his gaze. "Amaka," he said hoarsely, panic rising. "What are you doing?" She didn't stop. "I'm leaving." "Leaving? But we're supposed to get married. I've been saving for—" "I can't be with a paralyzed man," she said finally, eyes cold. "I'm too young to be bathing a man, cleaning his poo. I shouldn't waste my life playing nurse." The words hit like blows. "But I sent you money every month. I paid your school fees." Did I hold a gun to your head?" She zipped her bag with a savage pull. "Did I force you to send money? You gave because you chose to. Don't throw it in my face now that you're broken and useless." Amaka walked to the door. "I'm done." The door clicked shut. Chijioke sat, wheelchair unmoving. Laughter erupted from the doorway like demons. His siblings had gathered to watch, phones out, recording his humiliation. Sammy was openly laughing. Nena whispered something to Chidi and they both snickered. His mother stood behind them, arms crossed, not even trying to defend her son. We told you to leave and go back to the U.S., his mother said as Amaka disappeared. But you refused to listen. Now look at the mess you've created. They'd let him hit the ground. And now they were laughing about it. Mama, he turned to his mother, fighting to keep his voice steady. I sent you money, millions of naira over the years. I asked you to save it, to invest it in properties, to buy land. I need that money now. I want to invest in a tech company here in Nigeria. I can start over, rebuild my life. His mother spat, actually spat on the floor at his words. Then she laughed, sharp and bitter. She walked closer, leaning down until he could smell her expensive perfume mixed with contempt. What money? Her voice dripped with mockery. I carried you in my womb for 9 months. I suffered to bring you into this world. You sucked my breast for 2 years. And now you want me to repay you for doing what you were supposed to do. But Mama, I sent millions. I used it. She straightened, smoothing her expensive wrapper. Your siblings used it. We all used it. That money was ours to spend however we wanted. You don't own us just because you sent money like some big man. The room tilted. The land, he whispered. The properties I sent you, documents, instructions, money to buy land in my name. The plots in Lekki, in Abuja, in... Go and ask your uncles and aunties. His mother interrupted, waving dismissively. If you're so concerned about money and properties and land, go ask them. They'll tell you exactly where everything went. Sammy stepped forward, smirk plastered on his face. Brother Chijioke, please, why are you asking for all this? You're bigger than this. Your life is in the U.S., not here. Stop embarrassing yourself and just go back. We don't have what you're looking for. What do you mean you don't have it? I sent millions for land, for investments, for... Brother, you don't have any lands, Sammy said slowly. You don't have any properties. Whatever you sent, it's gone, used, finished. Your mother sold them all to fund her expensive lifestyle, and we all benefited from her generosity. At least I got some plots in my name, Chidi added with a satisfied smile. Prime land, too. Thanks, brother. Stop this. Chijioke's voice rose to a shout that cracked like his breaking heart. I worked myself to death. I lived in poverty so you could live like this. I ate scraps so you could feast. I missed birthdays and holidays and life itself so you could have opportunities, and this is how you repay me. Must you tell everyone what you did? Nana spoke for the first time, voice dripping with disdain. Must you go around announcing that you paid for this and sponsored that? Must you make us feel indebted forever? That's toxic, brother. That's emotional manipulation. They left him there, just walked away while he sat surrounded by silence and the ruins of 12 years of sacrifice. The next day, the sun was merciless. Chijioke pushed his wheelchair down the dusty road toward Chief Adudu's compound, sweat soaking his shirt. The Nigerian sun beat down like punishment. People stopped to stare. Children pointed and whispered, "That's the son who came back paralyzed. Chai, what a waste." His arms burned from pushing over rough ground. He nearly tipped several times. No one offered help. Chief Adudu's compound exuded wealth. Guards lounged in shade. His uncle sat on the veranda drinking palm wine, eyes glinting with amusement. "Uncle," Chijioke stopped at the steps, sweating, trembling. "I need to talk about the properties. The land Mama bought in my name." Chief Adudu laughed, loud and mocking. "We never thought you'd come back paralyzed, especially asking about properties that don't exist." Chijioke froze. "Don't exist?" But uncle, I sent money, documents, bank transfers for land in Lekki. Your mother sold them all, Chief Adudu said, smacking his lips. Every plot to fund her lifestyle, rappers costing more than some earn in a year, parties, bragging. We all gained. The other men chuckled. Nice plots went to family, one added. Prime locations. Chijioke's hands trembled. You knew. You didn't stop her. You let her sell my future. Why would I? His uncle leaned forward, cruel satisfaction in his eyes. You were busy playing big man abroad, sending money. We enjoyed the benefits. Why ruin that? But I paid for your surgery, your children's school fees, your wife's treatment. I helped you when? Did I put a gun to your head and demand money? His uncle cut him off. You gave it freely like a fool. You wanted to be the big man, the generous nephew. That was your choice. And now you want gratitude? Get out of my house. The other men rose. Leave, useless boy, Chief Adudu continued. Come back. I'll have them beat your crippled body. The guards advanced. Chijioke wheeled himself away, their laughter following him. Children threw pebbles at his wheels. He was the village joke, the big man from America returned broken. Aunt Beatrice's house was smaller but no less hostile. Chijioke's shirt clung to him, sweat and humiliation mingling. Aunt Beatrice, please. I need to ask about the land. Mama said to ask Uncle Adudu. But he... Look at this useless boy, she snapped, fury twisting her face. You have the nerve to come here with questions. I'm not demanding. I told you who to ask, she screamed. Ask Uncle Adudu. What properties do you have? Did I keep them? Hide them under my bed? Aunt, I sponsored your daughter's education, paid for 4 years of university. Did I force you? She stepped close, breath hot with rage. You wanted to show off. Now you want us to worship you for it. She disappeared inside. Hope flickered weakly. She returned with a bucket. Soapy water, gray and murky, sloshed over the sides. She hurled it. The cold, filthy water hit him full in the face, drenching him. Dirt streaked his skin. He gasped, soaked, humiliated, while neighbors watched, some in shame, most in glee. Don't come back, she screamed. Next time I'll break your hands. Chijioke pushed away, leaving a trail of water and dirt. The whispers and laughter followed him like a curse. By the time he reached home, the water had dried, leaving grime on his skin and soul. 12 years of effort, generosity, and belief in blood ties lay in ruins. He was utterly alone. That night, Chijioke lay in bed and stared at the ceiling. 12 years. 12 years of working double shifts in Houston. 12 years of saying no to friends, to vacations, to dating, to joy. 12 years of living in a one-room apartment barely bigger than a closet while his family built mansions. 12 years of eating instant noodles and day-old bread so he could send money home for fresh meat and expensive clothes. 12 years of sacrifice packaged as love, returned as contempt. If he had truly been broke, if this was really his situation, was this how his family would have treated him? Yes. This was exactly who they were when they couldn't use him anymore. The next morning, Chijioke needed to use the toilet. His bedroom was on the 2nd floor. The bathroom was down a narrow hallway with a step that made it nearly impossible to navigate. Nena, he called out. Amaka, please. I need help getting to the toilet. Silence. Then footsteps moving away. Nena! She appeared in the doorway, face twisted with irritation. She'd done her makeup already, expensive products he'd paid for. "Brother Chijioke, I don't have time for all this," she said sharply. "We all told you to go back to the US, and now you want to stress me with toilet duties? I have to go out with my friends. Nena, please, I just need. Go around telling everyone you paid this. You paid that." She cut him off, voice rising. "Always reminding us what you did. We're tired of hearing it." She turned and walked away, designer heels clicking, the ones he'd sent money for. He waited until he heard the door slam before attempting to navigate alone. It took 45 minutes of painful maneuvering, 2 near falls, complete exhaustion. By the time he finished, he was sweating and shaking and close to tears. Later that afternoon, desperate, he called for his mother. Mama, please, I need help." She appeared at his door, face twisted with disgust. Not shame for him, but shame of him. "What is it now? I need help, just with basic things. I can't manage the stairs alone." "You are an embarrassment," she hissed, closing the door like she didn't want anyone to hear. "Do you know what people are saying? That I have a paralyzed and poor son? I'm ashamed to go out because women in the market mock me. In church they whisper and laugh. They say I wasted money sending you abroad just for you to come back useless. Mama, I'm your son. The only Chijioke I have is the one in the US. Her voice rose to a shout. "I don't know this Chijioke here. When you were paralyzed, you didn't tell us. Instead, you packaged your paralyzed self and brought it to Nigeria to surprise who? Me. You must be mad. But I didn't want to worry you. I thought other people's children package gifts and bring them to their parents." She was screaming now. "They bring money and presents and joy. And what did you bring? You packaged disability to this place. You think we are a nursing home? Go back to the US." She stormed out, slamming the door so hard the walls shook. Tears rolled down Chijioke's face. He couldn't stop them anymore. The family he had loved with everything. The family he had sacrificed his entire youth for. They had caught him and thrown him back down harder. That evening, Chijioke rolled his wheelchair into Mama Chijioke's bar in the village center. The place smelled of beer, fried fish, and despair. Men hunched over cheap drinks. A man approached, weathered face, kind eyes. "Chijioke," he said, sitting without asking. "We know what your family did to you. I understand your pain. You worked your life to give them a future, and this is how they repay you. Who are you? Just a neighbor, someone who's been watching. We wish we'd told you the truth sooner before you wasted more years." "What truth? Your mother isn't a good person. She brags about being the richest woman in the village, giving away or selling properties just to boost her ego. Your siblings squandered everything you sent. Sammy dropped out of university 2 years ago but sent fake results, taking your money for cars and luxury he later destroyed or sold." Another man nodded. "Everything you sent is gone. Not a single property remains in your name. They played you because you were far away and trusted them." "And why are they unhappy now?" Chijioke asked, voice trembling. "Because you're no longer useful to them. You can't fund their lifestyle or make them look important. People like that don't change. They just find new people to use." The truth settled in his bones. 12 years, millions of naira, countless sacrifices, all built on lies. Tears ran down Chijioke's face. "Thank you," he said, "for telling me, for being honest." Back in his room, he made a decision. He searched for the best lawyer in Lagos and found Barrister Effany, known for taking impossible cases and winning. He called her office, explained his situation, set a consultation. Then he began documenting everything, every transfer, every document, every lie. Over the years, he had saved records, scanned documents, emails. The evidence was damning. For the first time in years, Chijioke felt a spark of control. The fight wasn't over, but justice felt possible. The next morning, Chijioke confronted his mother one final time. She was in the living room dressed in another expensive outfit, preparing for a social outing. "Mama, why do you hate me so much?" She turned, startled. "I don't hate you, Chijioke. Don't be dramatic. Then why do you want me gone? Why do you treat me like I'm nothing?" "I don't want you gone. I just prefer that you return to the US where you can work and send." She stopped. "Send money," Chijioke finished coldly, "so you can keep living large." Sammy stepped out. "Brother, stop this. You should go back. The money you send isn't even enough anymore. Our lifestyle has evolved." Chijioke laughed bitterly. "I sent you to school, Sammy, and you dropped out. Yet you kept sending me fake results for years while you spent my money on cars and parties." Sammy's face drained of color. "You spent everything I worked for to prove you're the richest woman in this village," he said to his mother. "You sold my future for status." "And so what?" she snapped. "I deserved it. I sacrificed for 12 years. Chijioke's voice trembled. Then it hardened. "Look at all of you. None of my siblings has achieved anything. Just entitlement and laziness. You'll regret this," he said quietly. They laughed at him. Back in his room, Chijioke called Barrister Effany. "Start the investigations. I want every naira traced, every lie exposed." "Consider it done," she replied. "This will destroy your family completely." "There's nothing left to destroy," Chijioke said. "Let's begin." The following Sunday, humiliation found his mother at church. She entered the women's meeting with usual pride, but whispers began immediately. Then laughter. "Mama Chijioke, how is your disabled son?" one woman mocked. "I heard he came back poor," another added. "After all that money, where's the wealth you bragged about?" someone asked. Her face burned. The same women who once bowed to her were now tearing her apart. She left early, tears streaming as laughter followed her. Chijioke's siblings were falling apart too. Nena's designer friends disappeared. Boys who once chased her now ignored her. Sammy and Chitty, who had never worked a day, panicked as their luxury lifestyle collapsed. Without Chijioke's money, everything unraveled. One morning, Chijioke asked for help one last time. "Mama, I need money for a hospital checkup." She scoffed. "Do you think money grows on trees?" He turned to his brothers. "Please sell one car, one watch. I need medical care." Sammy laughed. "I have a lifestyle to maintain." "But everything you have came from me," Chijioke cried. "Every car, every phone, every shoe." "Stop reminding us," Sammy snapped. "Move on." That night, Chijioke called Barrister Effany. "We can recover some lands and properties," she said. "But this will destroy your family completely." "There's nothing left to destroy," Chijioke replied. "Let's begin." 6 months later, the morning Chijioke returned, he came without warning. He walked up the same dusty road where children had thrown stones at his wheelchair. He wore a tailored suit. Behind him walked 3 lawyers with briefcases. 2 police officers followed. His family burst out of the house. His mother froze, confusion giving way to fear. Sammy and Chitty followed. Nana lingered behind. Amaka wasn't there. She'd moved on to a man with money and 2 working legs. Chijioke, his mother whispered. But you couldn't. How are you walking? He stopped at the gate, standing tall, steady, distant. Turns out I always could, he said evenly. I just needed to stop believing lies. Barrister Effany stepped forward. Mrs. Okonkwo, I represent Mr. Chijioke Okonkwo in the recovery of assets obtained through fraud, misrepresentation, and breach of trust. What documentation? His mother snapped, panic sharpening her voice. He gave us that money willingly. Family doesn't work like this. Money given under false pretenses is recoverable under Nigerian law, the barrister replied coolly. Funds meant for investment but used for personal gain constitute fraud. We have documentation. Another lawyer opened a briefcase, laying out documents, bank transfers, property deeds, photographs, witness statements. With every page, his mother's confidence crumbled. They went through everything. Properties sold without consent. Fake documents. Diverted transfers. 12 years of carefully maintained lies. Sammy tried to interrupt. Brother, why lawyers? This is family business. Family? Chijioke laughed bitterly. You called me an embarrassment. You mocked me when I needed help. Now you want family? We can talk privately, Chidi pleaded. We're done talking. Barrister Effany continued. We'll begin with recoverable assets. For plots in Lekki held by Chief Adudu, a residential building occupied by Aunt Beatrice. Multiple properties distributed as gifts using Mr. Okonkwo's funds. You can't sue your own mother, she cried. You said I wasn't your son, Chijioke replied quietly. So now this is business. One of the officers stepped forward. Please cooperate. Chief Adudu's compound was next. The old man stood on his veranda, fear replacing his usual arrogance. Uncle, Chijioke said without pleasantries, we're here for the properties. What properties? Barrister Effany held up documents. For plots in Lekki Phase 2 purchased with Mr. Okonkwo's funds but registered in your name. That is fraud. This is ingratitude, Chief Adudu shouted. I'm your uncle. You're suing your own blood. Did I beg you? Chijioke threw his uncle's words back at him. Did I put a gun to your head to take what wasn't yours? You took what you wanted. Now you're returning it. With police present and evidence airtight, transfer papers were signed. The plots would revert within 30 days. You'll regret this, Chief Adudu shouted as they left. I don't need help from thieves, Chijioke answered without turning back. At Aunt Beatrice's house, she tried to slam the door. The police stopped her. She screamed about betrayal, loyalty, sacrifice. You sponsored my daughter, she cried. And I'm billing you for 40% of that sponsorship, Chijioke said calmly. You claimed she was in medical school. She dropped out and used my money for a boutique that failed. You kept asking for school fees. Her face drained of color. Legal notices were served. She had 30 days to vacate or pay rent. As they walked away, she threw shoes and bottles. The police noted it. By sunset, properties worth millions had been recovered. Some money was gone forever. The cars Sammy had crashed. The parties Nena had thrown. The designer clothes consumed and discarded. But enough remained. Enough to rebuild. Enough to start over. Enough to live without bitterness. The final stop was his family's home. His mother stood in the doorway, suddenly small and desperate. Chijioke, she whispered, tears streaming. Please, we're family. We didn't understand. You understood perfectly, he said quietly. You just didn't care. Please don't do this. We need you. I'm your mother. You told me I didn't belong here, Chijioke replied. You said I was an embarrassment. You said those things, Mama, and you meant them. I was wrong. Please give us another chance. Family takes care of each other, he said. Family doesn't mock suffering. Family doesn't steal and laugh about it. You're not my family. You're just people who share my blood and exploited it. Sammy stepped forward, panic replacing swagger. Brother, please. We thought you'd always be there. Always sending money. Always forgiving us. That was your mistake, Chijioke said. Assuming my love had no limits. Nana sobbed openly. We were spoiled. We didn't know how much we were hurting you. You knew, he said flatly. You just didn't care. He turned to his lawyer. The house. You funded renovations, but the land and original structure belonged to your parents. Recovering it would be complicated. Chijioke nodded. They can keep it. My final gift. But I'm cutting all ties. No money, no support, no relationship. You can't abandon us, his mother cried. You abandoned me first, he replied. I'm only giving you what you asked for. He handed over a document. This is a billing statement for 40% of what you took under false pretenses. You have 60 days to begin repayment. The figure drained the color from their faces. We can't pay this, Sammy whispered. You'll figure it out, Chijioke said. The same way I had to. He turned and walked away, past the house he paid for, the family he sacrificed for, the life he once believed in. Behind him, his mother collapsed. The village watched. The story would be told for years. The son who returned broken, then reclaimed everything from those who betrayed him. Some would call him cruel. Others justified. Everyone would remember. A month passed. Chijioke settled into a modest apartment in Lagos, paid for with recovered assets and a tech company built with investors who saw ideas, not obligation. His phone flooded with messages. His mother sent daily voice notes about church women mocking her, how she'd fallen from grace. Sammy wrote about being stuck, no degree, no money, no future. Nena sent long messages about friends who disappeared. Only Chidi sent one message. I understand why you did it. Chijioke blocked them all. Not out of spite, but necessity. Healing required distance. Peace required boundaries. December arrived with the harmattan wind, dry, cold, cleansing. Chijioke imagined his mother watching other families reunite for Christmas, realizing too late that the son she dismissed had been the only one who truly cared. He thought of his siblings scrambling to survive without the safety net they burned. Of relatives discovering that love tied to money vanishes when the money does. And he thought of himself, of the man who arrived broken, and the man he was becoming now. Someone who understood that letting people face consequences was sometimes the most honest form of love. On Christmas Eve, his phone rang. His mother's number. After 3 rings, he answered. Please come home, she begged. The house is empty. I miss my son. He remembered calling her from Houston, exhausted, aching, just wanting to hear that he mattered. The silence stretched. You once said the only Chijioke you knew was the one sending money, he said softly. You were right. That Chijioke doesn't exist anymore. Please. I forgive you, Mama, he said, and he meant it. But forgiveness doesn't require reconciliation. Don't hang up. Goodbye. He ended the call, blocked the number, deleted the messages. It was done. Completely. Outside his window, Lagos hummed with Christmas preparations, families reuniting, laughter drifting through the night. Chijioke felt the ache of what he'd lost. Not just money, but the dream that blood meant loyalty, that love came without conditions. Yet beneath the ache was something new, lighter, freer. For 12 years he had sacrificed himself for family. Now he would live for himself, not selfishly, but wisely. Not cold, but boundaried. Not bitter, but healed. He poured a drink, raised it to the city glowing below, and whispered to new beginnings. For the first time in years, he smiled without paying a price. He finally understood the cruelest lesson of all. The deepest wounds come not from enemies, but from those you loved enough to give everything, and who valued you too little to see it. Fireworks lit the Lagos sky. Chijioke watched, knowing this was freedom, bright, undeniable, and entirely his own. Family isn't determined by blood. It's determined by who stays when you have nothing left to give. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is let go of people who've already let go of you.